What's going on, guys? Today we are talking Kareem Hunt. All right, so Kareem Hunt, end of the first round is his projected ADP right now. Obviously, that might change a little bit, but it's been right about there throughout leading up to the preseason. So we're going to talk today and see, do I value him or do I think that you guys should fade him and take someone else? So looking at last year's stats, I mean, he played all 16 games. He had 1,327 rushing yards, average of 4.9 to carry, 8 touchdowns. He also had 53 receptions and 455 yards through the air and 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's huge. What's crazy too is he only had 1 fumble and it was his first carry, and he didn't fumble for the rest of the year. So, I mean, you really looking at that, you really couldn't have had much of a better season if you're looking at just the season statistics. But the problem is, if you actually look at his game by game stats, it was really a tale of like good and bad, very, very off and on. He had the first 3 weeks he came out, he was unstoppable, just absolutely destroying it week in, week out. And then by about week 4, it slowly started to dip down until about week 8, week 9, week 10. He wasn't even scoring at 10 points in a PPR league on a per game basis. And one game against Buffalo, he barely even had like 2.5 points. So it wasn't until week 14 against Oakland that he actually started scoring like he was at the first half of the year, and he was starting to eclipse 10 points again. So you really were only happy with Kareem Hunt probably about 6-7 weeks for the entire year, and that's a different story than when you just look at his overall season totals. So the other issue that I have with Kareem Hunt is there's a lot of changes that happened with the Kansas City Chiefs over the offseason. First and foremost, they got Sammy Watkins. Now, granted, a wide receiver isn't going to change too much about a running back, but they also have Spencer Wareback, who getting hurt at the beginning of preseason last year was the reason why Kareem Hunt had all the carries that he had. So if Spencer Ware gets any significant carries, that's also going to eat into his workload. They also signed Damian Williams, who he's a slappy, he's a turd, but they also got Kerwin Williams from the Cardinals, and it's likely that with Charkandrick West there as well, and they probably won't enter the season with 5 running backs, but seeing whether they enter with 3 or 4 is going to be a pretty big difference maker. And it's likely that they're not going to use Kareem Hunt as much this year. And the biggest change, obviously, is the fact that Alex Smith was shipped away, and now they have Patrick Mahomes leading as a quarterback position in Kansas City. So it yet to be determined whether Patrick Mahomes is actually going to be a better quarterback than Alex Smith. We really don't have much proof to go off of. He played 1 game at the end of the year last year. His college tape, a lot of people compare him to Brett Favre. Now, granted, I'm a Packers fan, so I feel that might be a little bit blasphemous until we actually see what he does on the field. But I get why they have the comparisons. He's a bit reckless, and he also just loves to throw down the field. But a quarterback that loves to throw down the field doesn't necessarily always equate to better value for the running back, especially if he doesn't check down to the running back nearly as much. Part of the reason that Kareem Hunt had so much fantasy value last year was because he had over 50 receptions. Anytime you have a running back that has 40, 50 receptions plus in a PPR league, that's going to give them a significant difference over running backs that don't get those receptions. So if his reception total goes down, if his carry total goes down, and the Chiefs as a whole are just a little bit different on offense, maybe a little bit more big strikes with Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins, being huge downfield threats. But if they're not able to move the ball as efficiently as they were with Alex Smith, that could also derail Kareem Hunt's value. So I'm not going to call Kareem Hunt a turd. I think he's still a really good running back. I think that if you have him, you're not going to absolutely kill your season, but there's running backs that are around him that I would rather have. And I think his first round ADP right now is a little overkill if you look at and analyze his game by game scores. If he does anything even remotely close to what he did last year, you're going to be ripping your hair out for half the year, and that's not what you want in a first round pick. But anyway, guys, if you are interested in seeing how I feel about every player that is worth drafting, please feel free to click the link in the description. You can download my PPR tiers for free. I will update them throughout August and into September, so that way you guys can crush it in your leagues. And also check out, I have some t-shirts there if you guys are interested. But anyway, I hope that this helps you guys. I'll be doing player profiles for a good number of players throughout the rest of August. Feel free to check those out as well. Peace.